KCG College of Technology, a unit of Hindustan Group of Institutions, was started 2 decades ago by our founder chairman, Dr. KCG Varghese, with a vision to make every man a success and no man a failure. Our institution is accredited by National Assessment and Accreditation Council, NAC, with A+ grade, securing a CGPA of 3.4 out of 4. 4 of our BE BTech programs, that is Mechanical Engineering, Electronics and Communication Engineering, Computer Science and Engineering, and Information Technology, are re-accredited by the National Board of Accreditation, NBA. We are in the first position in Chennai and third position in Tamil Nadu among the non-autonomous colleges affiliated to Anna University, which were ranked by NIRF. We are in 39th position in Tamil Nadu and 13th position in Chennai in the engineering category among IITs, IIMs, central, state, private, and deemed to be universities in India. But for the support of our management and guidance of our principal, we could not have achieved these recognitions. To introduce our principal, Dr. G. Prabhakaran has done his graduation in production engineering at the then Regional Engineering College, presently known as National Institute of Technology. He has specialized on manufacturing engineering for his master's degree and holds a PhD in production engineering. He has a rich teaching experience of working in India and abroad, which includes 12 years at NIT Trichy and 2 years at Caledonian College of Engineering, Muscat. I now request our principal to present his welcome address. Sir.
Thank you, Madam. Respected Chairperson of Hindustan Group of Institutions, Pro-Chancellor, Directors, and my dear students, parents, and faculty members, a very good morning to one and all. First and foremost, I would like to appreciate and thank you all for having opted KCG College of Technology as your destiny for pursuing higher education. KCG College of Technology was established in the year 1998 by our late founder chairman, Dr. KCG Varghese. The full form of KCG is Kudathanilil Chakko Gi Varghese. He is basically an educationalist, philanthropist, pioneered in establishing private technical institutions. KCG is existing more than 2 decades, providing technical education service to the society. I congratulate all the parents in entrusting us and admitting your ward in our institute. Before I begin my speech, I assure you as a head of the institute that your choice will never end up in vain. And I promise along with my team that each one of your wards will come up with flying colors after 4 years of graduation as a successful engineer and also as a socially responsible citizen for the country. Engineering is a unique profession as it directly aims at providing solutions to some projected demand of the society with main emphasis on exploiting scientific knowledge. From historic times, engineering evolved to encompass encompass and drive the industrial growth of the modern technological society. In essence, the value of engineering is developing and implementing technical applications, and the main goal of science and its application is the betterment of the society. In India, engineering education is important at various levels, namely craftsmanship, diploma, degree, and postgraduate and research in specialized fields. Engineering graduates today require not only adequate technological ability, but must also be endowed with problem-solving skills, soft skills like cooperative working, communication, and presentation skills. And business ethics and interpersonal relationships are very much essential. They must also possess deep commitment to safety, reliability, quality, and sustainability of all engineering activities in which they take part. Engineering institutions now have a new responsibility to provide opportunities to every student to acquire these abilities in addition to the technological knowledge. At KCG College of Technology, Our prime focus is to offer holistic education. True to its name, holistic education places an emphasis on the whole growth of a learner instead of emphasizing only specific parts of a human experience. We are at promoting growth in all areas of human experience: intellectual, emotional, social, and so forth. Dear students, at this juncture, I invite you to take part actively in the bridge course that starts from August 24th. This is basically a foundation program tailored to make you feel comfortable as you make a shift from the school education to college education, with an objective of making a smooth transition from school life to a professional life, wherein we have taken our best efforts to see that the foundation program caters to the needs and expectations of the industries in which you are going to be there with them in future. You must therefore understand that being in affiliated college to Anna University, we do not have the privilege of framing our own syllabus and curriculum. And hence, we bridge the gap with such foundation programs, value-added programs that are departmental specific, developing your technical competency through various centers of excellence in our campus in the area of core and interdisciplinary domains. Professional developments through activities and competitions to reputed professional bodies in every department. Co-curricular and extracurricular activities through various clubs which we have recently established and functioning very well in our campus. So students can choose being a part of this member of any club as per their taste, so on and so forth. Therefore, I invite you and at the same time make an appeal to make the best use of these programs and make yourself industry ready from the beginning. Though it is challenging during this pandemic, we as a team have taken a tremendous effort to deliver the content in online mode in a more effective and fruitful way. Hope you will cooperate with us all of our endeavors. Further, I like to say few traits which are essential for your growth. So think before you act. Like whenever you are involved in anything, to say anything or you're going to involve in any action, you need to think a lot before you get into the action, which will definitely be error free and it will not cost your freedom or education of your life. And every one of you should definitely find an adult mentor. We need to strictly better to follow somebody, having them as a role model who are well disciplined and perfect in all walks, any walks of life, whoever you prefers to be. Even if you have to sacrifice your reputation with your friends, draw close to an adult who you know has your best interest at heart. You need to be a path setter, like, and instead of just following the already established path, and critical thinking and innovative thinking will definitely lead to a different direction. So being an engineering student, instead of being a theoretical personality, you need to by applying innovative thoughts, you need to be a practical person in life, and we need to be humble. The current environment, it is popular to be haughty or arrogant. Such attitudes tend to prevent an individual from developing healthy relationship. Being humble always allow you to be open to learning from elders and making adjustment to become a better person. You need to establish a set of values. There are many deep cultural, social, and spiritual values that will benefit all life. And important one is that you need to maintain emotional stability, because managing emotions is absolutely vital for navigating through critical times that we are currently living in. Emotions run high in dealing with personal matters, family matters, work relationships, even in sporting events. If you are in control of your events, most incident will not escalate. Before I conclude my speech, I like to introduce our respectful management team, academic and administrative team. In general, this introduction will be happening in physical mode. Because of this situation, now I need to introduce them through presentation. Like, so our institution, as I told, that has been established by our late founder chairman, Dr. KCG Verghese, who is a visionary person, an educational philanthropist, and his motto is very simple, like to make every man a success and no man a failure. Hindustan Group of Institution. Next, I would like to introduce our management team. Dr. Elizabeth Verghese, who is the chairperson for the Hindustan Group of Institutions, guiding source of our group, and our director and CEO, Dr. Anand Jacob Verghese, Hindustan Group of Institutions. Our directors, Dr. Abhisam, Dr. Annie Jacob, Mr. Ashok Verghese, the directors of Hindustan Group of Institutions. Next, we are coming to the team which is looking after the KCG College of Technology. This is Dr. Annie Jacob, the director, who is actually in charge of our campus, and he is our guiding force for our campus. I am Dr. Prabhakaran, Principal of KCG College of Technology. Dr. Anita Manuel, Dean Student Affairs, who is to look after and actually provide solutions all kind of student related issues. This is Dr. Devasundari, Associate Dean. Of course, already I told you, like, in order to establish and maintain excellent industry contact, industry connect. So we have created a portfolio called name as the Industry Partnership and Corporate Affairs, and Dr. Devasundari, Associate Dean, is looking after that. This is Dr. Chinnaraj, Registrar of our institute. Mr. Matthew, who is heading the HR and admin. And all the departments are being led by eminent technical personalities. And Dr. Vijay Raja K is head of the Department of Aeronautical Aerospace Engineering. Dr. Krishnamurthy is heading the Department of Computer Science Engineering, Artificial Intelligence and Data Science programs. Dr. Frank Vijay, heading the Department of Information Technology. Dr. Kavita Balamurugan, heading the Department of Electronics and Communication Engineering. Dr. Anuradha, heading the Department of Electrical and Electronics Engineering. Professor Karthikeyan, heading the Department of Electronics and Instrumentation Engineering. Professor Jesdas Thomas, heading the Department of Mechanical and Mechatronics Engineering. Dr. Motila, heading the Department of Automobile Engineering. Dr. Vandana Devi, heading the Department of Civil Engineering. Dr. Bani Rekha, heading the Department of Fashion Technology. Professor Bindu, heading the Department of Science and Humanities. Dr. Edward Kennedy, heading the head of Internal Quality Assurance Cell, shortly called as IQAC. Dr. Vanadi, head Training Division. Mr. Pavan Kashyap CR is heading Placement Division. Dr. Deepa Jose, heading the Research Department. Dr. Kalaivanan T, heading International Affairs and Higher Education domain. Dr. Lakshmi Badi, head Institution Innovation Cell. Ms. Revati D is student counselor, is a permanent student counselor. Any student having any issues, we have a permanent counselor in our campus, and students can very well approach her for any issues to be sorted out. Dr. Prem Kumar, Director of Physical Education. With these best practices, we continue to make every man a success and no man a failure, which is the motto of our late founder chairman. And once again, I thank every one of you having chosen KCG as your destiny. Thank you all.
KCG College of Technology. Before that, let me thank our principal for his welcome address and the presentation. KCG College of Technology believes in the concept of holistic education and adopts strategies that help learners to keep up with the changing times. We lay strong focus on integrating the 21st century skills into our classrooms that enhance the students' ways of thinking, learning, working, and living in the competitive world. We orient our students towards placement and training right from the first year of their study and help them demonstrate their skills and knowledge during campus interviews. Today, we have a great academician and administrator as the chief guest. May I request Dr. Maya Joby, Associate Professor of Mathematics, to introduce our chief guest.
Good morning to all. Lieutenant General Bobby Matthews, PVSM, AVSM and BAR, VSM, is a second generation Army officer. He retired from the Indian Army after nearly 40 years of service. A highly decorated soldier, scholar, General Matthews holds MSc and MPhil degree from the Madras University. He has commanded India's only desert corps and was the commander in Mumbai during the terror attack in November 2008. In his last assignment, he was the commandant of the Officers Training Academy, Chennai, from where he retired in February 2017. Presently, he is the executive director of our Hindustan Group of Schools. Now I invite General Matthews to address the gathering.
Thank you, ma'am. Thank you very much. I hope I'm audible. Dr. Prabhakaran.
Yes, audible, sir.
A very good morning to all our young budding techno warriors. It's my privilege to speak to you. So in the next 20 odd minutes, I'll share my thoughts, and some of it to do professionally and some of it to deal with your personal aspects. So this talk is based on my long journey in life, what I've learned by hit and trial. So I'll share it with you. Think about it, and what is good, implement in your life. Firstly, I urge and implore each one of you to be thankful to the Almighty that you've got a chance to be part of this wonderful institution. This institution is the place for future techno warriors, because like the principal said, Dr. Prabhakaran, we are not only talking about holistic engineering knowledge, we are talking about developing, grooming leaders, techno warriors who are potential leaders, who are capable of critical analysis, critical thinking, and have the power of decision making. Because this century is not only a mono domain competence. We are looking at people who have competence in multi-domains. And as the management of this institution and as your director, Dr. Annie Jacob, and the principal, all of them are focused on this direction, to train you holistically to become future techno leaders who have the ability to disrupt existing systems, existing protocols, and that is the way of the future. A special word of thanks to the director, Dr. Annie Jacob, and to the principal for having me over. Thank you very much, ma'am. Thank you very much, sir. I'll just share, my talk will be in two parts. In part one, I'll talk about certain issues which have to do with self-development, and then I'll delve on a few aspects of professional development. Coming on to the first part. Remember one thing, it's a piece of advice you must carry with you. As you enter college life, one stage of your journey is over. You can only look back with happiness, joy, whatever are your feelings on this chapter of your journey, which is over. Now you embark on a new stage. And remember, every stage of your life have different responsibilities, different challenges. And who are successful in life, who make the transition from one stage to the other in a very graceful manner. Remember, in life, there is a time and place for everything. What you do in school, you cannot do in college. What you do in college, you can't do as a young professional. What you do as a young professional, you can't do as a middle piece techno warrior. And what you do as a middle piece techno warrior, you cannot do as CEO of a technology company or a technology establishment. So this is very important. Many of us don't understand this very fundamental issue. What you do in part 1 of your journey, if you do it in part 3, people will call you a fool. So remember this little mantra which I'm telling you. You finish a stage of life, leave most of the things behind, and now embark on your new journey. Those who understand this are successful in life. And those who don't, I would not be harsh, they remain behind the leaders. Now, what is college life all about? College life gives you much more freedom than what you had in school. But remember one small little caveat. Greater freedom means greater responsibility. Because to say that no one is watching me, I'm away from my parents, and now I can do what I want, is asking for trouble. I personally believe, having been at the highest echelons of my service, full freedom is most demanding, most challenging. So please remember this. The more freedom you have, there is more responsibility on your young shoulders. Behave responsibly. Next point. Please remember to be ethical in everything you do. To spend your parents' hard-earned money on things other than what have your designated task, that is to increase your educational expertise, is unethical. The whole issue of life is about ethics, morals, rights and wrongs. You cannot use your parents' money on aspects other than what are essential for your educational journey. When you start earning, you do what you want. You blow your money up, you go to a discotheque, you go to anywhere you want, drink as much as you want, because that is you are doing with your hard-earned money. I see a lot of children from well-off families blowing up their parents' money. They've put sweat and toil to get that money. You have no right to blow it up. These are very hard facts. We always copy people in America, in the Western world. Remember one thing, whatever they do with the money they have saved. You meet somebody in Goa, he comes on a trip with the money he has saved, doing something for this exotic trip. Unlike most of us who are visiting exotic places on our parents' money. I want you all to be ethical people. Ethics should be the pivot of your life. Remember one thing, even in the underworld, in the Bombay underworld, it runs on ethics. Agar bhai ne bola hai, to bola hai. No one can change it. That is another form of ethics. So what am I saying? Life is all about word, keeping to your commitment. Next part. Remember one thing, you must learn to love what you're doing. The secret of life lies in this mantra. Learn to love what you're doing. And once you love what you're doing becomes so easy because it isn't a duty. It isn't a chore. It isn't something distasteful. So this is something you must ensure. Otherwise, you'll always be unhappy in life. Next point. Now that you have left your school life behind, don't worry about how many marks you scored in school. It is not necessary that the marks you scored in school reflects your personal capability. Every chapter of your life, every stage of your life gives you new opportunities to reveal aspects which were not known to others. Whatever was you found difficult in school, and this is what I have seen when dealing with young children, we're not clear on our basics of physics, chemistry, mathematics. Master it now and keep mastering it till you're fully confident. What do we do as young people? We do what we are good at, and what we are not good at, we leave behind. So what happens after a couple of years? What you were as it is good at, you become a champion. But what you were not good at, you remain ignorant. It should be the other way around. What you're good at is fine. What are the fears? What are the things which I'm afraid of, which I'm not clear about? Master it. This should be one of your guiding principles in life. A very important thing about life personally is the serenity prayer. I don't know how many of you have heard of it. I'll be mentioning three poetries and prayers. The first one is the serenity prayer. If you understand it, you will be absolutely successful in life. And what is the serenity prayer? Lord, give me the serenity to accept the things I cannot change, the courage to change the things I can, and the wisdom to understand the difference between what I can and what I cannot change. These few lines, if you have understood, can make your life on a different plane altogether. You must be very clear there are certain things in your life which you cannot do anything about. The quicker you accept it, you will be a happier man. There are a lot of things in this life which you can change, but it requires courage, it requires perseverance. So ensure whatever capability God has given you to effect a change, do it. And third part is the wisdom to understand what is within your powers and what you cannot. So this little serenity prayer, please note it down, go into your computer screens after this initial address and write it down. Now I shall talk about certain things to do with basic aspects which are ignored. You must develop the power of reading. This is a key which opens n number of windows in life. The more you read, you will realize the less you know. And the less you know, you realize that I must read more. So it's an infinite cycle of wisdom. Now, I do not have time. I do not like reading. These are excuses which no longer hold good. Please develop the power of reading. The next thing you have to develop is the power of observation. God has given us 2 eyes to see, but it is only the leader who can observe. There's a difference between seeing and observing. Develop the art of observing, because if you're going to be a leader, you have to have the power of observation. One look and you should know what is wrong. And only when you know what is wrong can you rectify it. Today's leaders, if you do not have this power, you will not be a leader for long. The next issue which you have developed is the power of listening. God has given you 2 ears, so the physical act is to hear. But the leader has the power of listening. You have to develop this power. And there are 2 ways of listening. One is listening to respond, which most of us do. And very few, the evolved person, listens to understand. I want each one of you to be in the second category. Develop the art of listening to understand, not to respond. Who cares for what you have to say? Understand what the other person is saying. If there's something good, imbibe it. If he's talking rubbish, discard it. Next point. These are very simple issues which I'm sharing with you, but it's the simple things which make a difference in your life. Next, Choose your friends. Friends have a very great impact on what you will do in life. Be wise, choose friends from whom you can learn something. Choose friends who can influence you positively. Next, please do not copy others. I've seen many college children, a little bit of freedom, doing things which they should not. And when you ask them, why are you doing it? Because my friends are doing it. This is not an excuse of an intelligent person. You do what makes you happy. You do not do things to make others happy. Please remember, it is your life. And the day you realize it is your life, you will be a winner. Otherwise, all your life, you will be doing things you think are going to make your friends happy, but nobody is happy in the end. Learn to be a solo warrior. Blaze your own trails. These are traits which will later make you leaders. You can't become a leader suddenly. Now, I will touch upon a few issues in your professional development. You have to develop the art of critical thinking, of critical analysis. Why is this happening? Why can't it happen this way? These are attributes you have to hone up in this lovely institution in which you have been fortunate enough to get admitted. Keep asking why, and the next step of this question is why not? If this is how this system works, I've understood it, why can't it work in this manner to become more efficient, to become more effective? Next, you must prepare yourself for each class. Unlike in school, if there is a class on quantum physics, on quantum computing, you must read up before you come for that class, so that what your professor has to impart, you can receive in a much more deliberate manner. Unlike what we did in school, most of us, when we went for a class, our first tryst with that subject was, with that topic was what the teacher taught us. But in college, if you do this, you are doomed for failure. You must prepare for the class next day. Come with your notes, and you see what a difference it will make in your receptivity. You will understand things better. Then the professor cannot teach you everything. You've got to underline the issues which require more studies. So one particular class actually is 3 classes. And what are the 3 classes? What you do before preparing, then is the actual class, and the 3rd class is what you do for further reading, for further understanding. These are habits you must develop in this institution. Next point. You must enjoy your 4 years in this college. Make every day count, because there is no time for, I will do something after a week. The only thing which never comes back is time. And I'm telling you, there's a thing known as self-realization. And this is my experience. Self-realization comes to each one of us before we die. To the smart fellows, it comes when he's very young, in his teens and in his early 20s. In most people, it comes in the 20s. Some of them, it comes in their 30s and 40s. But those for whom self-realization comes beyond this are absolute laggards and failures. They will not have the courage to accept it. But that is the fact of life. So please realize, ensure self-realization comes now. Now is the time to realize your worth, to realize your potential, and to move forward. Because it's only a focused man who can achieve success. I've taken more than the time the principal has given me. I'll just share 2 poems which are very defining English verse. I don't know how many of you would have heard of it. One is the poem If, written by Rudyard Kipling, the Nobel laureate. It has 4 verses but I shall only talk about the last verse. I personally feel that no better lines have been written in literature than these. And what are these? If you can talk with crowds and keep your virtue, or walk with kings, nor lose the common touch, if neither friends nor foes can hurt you, if all men count with you, but none too much, if you can fill the unforgiving minute with 60 seconds worth of distance run, yours is the earth and everything that is in it. And what is more, you will be a man, my son. Most profound words, remember it, imbibe it, understand it, because this is absolutely motivating and it can just change your life. I end by quoting few lines which people are not clear who's actually said it. Some people say it's from the Upanishads. Others say Mahatma Gandhi's favorite philosophy. It doesn't matter, but it's a lot of sense. I'll just share it with you. And it talks about character building. It says, watch your thoughts, for soon they become your words. Watch your words, for they soon become your actions. Watch your actions, for they soon become your habits. Watch your habits, for they soon become your character. And finally, watch your character, for it shapes and ensures what your destiny is all going to be. Very, very, very thoughtful words. Remember this. Your thoughts, your words, your actions, your habits, your character, and finally, this is the determinant of your destiny. Are you going to make a difference in this world, or you're going to be a passenger? I want each one of you to think about what I've spoken. Take this 4 years as a challenge. Make every day count. Make your parents proud. Make KCG College proud. Make the wonderful principal who just spoke to you proud. Make our wonderful director proud. And make all of us proud. God bless each one of you. Jai Hind.
Thank you, sir. Thank you, sir, for your inputs on how to develop oneself personally and professionally. Lending ears, handling the pre, while, and post-classroom learning are the great takeaways for our students. I'm sure our students will handle this transition phase in a graceful manner and prove to the outside world that they are responsible, ethical, and passionate engineers. Thank you once again, sir. We are happy to see many questions under Q&A section. We understand your curiosity, and these questions will be addressed during the foundation course. Meanwhile, you can also contact our admin team for details. To receive extras, to be one step above the rest is always a blessing. The foundation course planned for the next few weeks is going to be yet another cap on you with added skills, knowledge, and fun. Now we have Ms. Bindu, Head of the Department Science and Humanities, to give an overview of the foundation course, followed by a vote of thanks.
Thank you, Dr. Zaya. A very good morning to all present here. It gives me great pleasure to propose the vote of thanks for this Orientation Day program conducted for the first time through online mode and also take you through the contents of our course. I am sure that the knowledge imparted by our faculty through online mode will in every way match with the knowledge they share with the students through conventional method of teaching. To facilitate effective online learning, our management has acquired Microsoft Teams app, which effectively integrates various modes of online interaction. After this talk, the students and parents will be given an overview of usage of the MS Teams application. For the students to achieve maximum benefit, out of the online courses, they are advised to use a laptop or a desktop. In case the student does not possess a laptop or a desktop, it would be advisable to acquire one or rent one for a short time. I shall now give you an overview of what the students would be learning in this foundation course. This course will facilitate the transition from school to college to be easier. The students will learn to connect the concepts they have learned to what they would be learning here. They would also gain insights into the new areas of learning they would venture into, namely Python programming and engineering graphics. The classes would begin on Monday, 24th of August 2020 with MS Teams orientation to our students. From August 25th onwards, the students will have 4 hours of class a day, 2 sessions before lunch and 2 sessions after lunch. Let me now elaborate all of you on the contents that we'll be delivering in our foundation course. A minute for me to share. So I think I'm sharing my screen. All of you are able to see my screen. Emotional intelligence. KCG College believes in holistic development. To nurture this and enable our students to become better individuals, Dr. Anita Manuel, Dean Student Affairs, will address the students on emotional intelligence. Training. Apart from academics, we hone the communication and analytical skills of our students right from the first year. To give an introduction to the training offered, Dr. N. Vanati, Head Training Cell, will address the students. Soft skills. To enable students to face the challenges they would be facing and render emotional support, KCG College of Technology has a full-time counselor, Ms. Revati, who will speak about soft skills. Presentation skills. Knowledge is important. Getting across one's knowledge is even more important. Dr. Amrita would address the students on improving their presentation skills. Club activities. To harness the potential of our students and open avenues to extra and co-curricular activities, KCG College of Technology has over 20 different technical and non-technical clubs. The students will get an insight into all the clubs and their activities. Communication skills. The Faculty of English Wing will be interacting with the students to hone their communication skills. Mathematics. Mathematics is an enigma, but can be a lot of fun. To keep the mind of students tuned towards math skills, our mathematics faculty will keep the student mind agile with basics of math and puzzles. Physics. Getting to know concepts of physics can be fascinating. To take the students through the physics around us, our physics faculty will address them. Chemistry. Chemistry is not just all colors and reactions. To introduce the students to the varied dimensions of chemistry, we have our chemistry faculty. Python programming. Computers and programming have become an integral part of people's life. Our computer faculty will introduce Python programming to the students. Engineering graphics. Applying, thinking, and working on concepts is required of every engineering student. Our mechanical faculty will introduce the students to the nuances of engineering graphics. We at KCG make learning fun. Happy learning, students. With this brief introduction, let me propose the vote of thanks. I thank our management for having supported us always, especially during these trying times, encouraging us to venture into new horizons. I am grateful to the principal, Dr. G. Prabhakaran, Dean Student Affairs, Dr. Anita Manuel, and Associate Dean, Dr. Devasundari, for their constant encouragement. I thank all the HODs and faculty members for their support. I immensely thank Mr. Nibin for his support in arranging this function online. I thank all the parents and our dear students for joining us in KCG and for having attended this function today. Dear parents, let me once again assure you that you have made an excellent choice and your wards will be under our care. At the end of 4 years, all our students will turn out to be successful individuals. Thank you all.